Welcome back, everybody, to our very first show of the new year, 2026. I hope you're doing your New Year's resolutions so far. On average, what is it? People stop on like the first week of February or something. I, however, said, you know what? I'm going to get back to my routine of working out in the morning before work. Alarm went off. Day one. Nah. Off to a good start. So hopefully that's not a reflection of how good this show's going to be. I think it's going to be great. And we're going to start with Trump having his secrets air out for everyone, something he keeps trying to cover up. And then he tries to do an interview to put those rumors to rest, and it only makes it worse for him. But first, let's check in on what he was doing on New Year's Eve. There was a Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve party, and I just thought that you needed a good camera angle to get a sense of what the party looked like, so I picked this one, filmed from yours truly, Rudy Giuliani. I think he was trying to film the party, but he didn't realize the camera was pointed at himself.
I am now live, it says, and you see me. However, what I'd like to do now is I'd like to show you some of the very nice parts of this. Such an honor to be with the GOAT, the greatest president of all time.
So right now he's showing you the stage, he thinks. But all you did, Rudy, was turn it horizontally. That's not flipping the camera angle. Oh, wow. Guys, I get that not everyone's as technologically advanced as the next person, but it's been a while. We've had phones for a while with digital cameras on them, and you're still doing the classic, where's the thing on the thing, and I flip it. And then he figured out how to flip his camera to show his scotch. So that's what was going on. We're going to get to Trump's interview here in a second, but just giving you the background, he went up on stage himself and had a very cheerful New Year's Eve message. Hope, etc.
We're back. We're strong. I didn't think it could happen this fast. It's happening a lot faster than anybody would have thought possible. We have a lot of leaders here, great leaders like Tom Emmer. I watch him on television. He was talking about Somalia today. Where's Tom? He was talking about the Somalian population, and not very nicely. He was not nice. But that's okay. It isn't my words, Tom. He's a great honor, great leader he is. We need you. We need you in Minnesota. He's actually in Washington. Big, powerful congressman. But you did a great job today, Tom. Thank you very much. We all appreciate it because we want to take back our country. Can you imagine? They stole $18 billion. That's just what we're learning about. That's peanuts. In California is worse. Illinois is worse. And sadly, New York is worse. A lot of other places. So we're going to get...
So he's talking about fraud, which is a crazy thing to get up on a New Year's Eve stage in your tux. Everyone's having a party. Rudy's completely gone, just gone. And my New Year's resolution's not to remember all 2026. And then Trump's up there ranting about fraud. Now, fraud's bad. We're going to talk about what he's referring to there in Minnesota a little bit later in the show. But I will come back to this over and over. He is the worst person to talk about it. Remember, at the end of his last term, not to mention the people he's pardoned this term, Trump granted pardons to several individuals convicted in huge Medicare swindles that prosecutors allege often harmed or endangered elderly and infirm patients while fleecing taxpayers. This was described by the DOJ as the largest healthcare fraud scheme ever charged against an individual, and Trump commuted that guy's sentence. So I don't know if he's the right guy to be spearheading this issue. Now we get to what he's really insecure about already in the new year. Apparently between Or I should say, since, what was it, like 3 weeks ago when Trump said he just got a cognitive test, he had another one. They just keep chucking it at him. The White House doctors have just reported, Trump posted, that I am in perfect health and that I aced, meaning was correct on 100% of the questions asked for the third straight time, my cognitive examination, dementia test, something with which no other president or previous vice president was willing to take. P.S. I strongly believe that anyone running for president or vice president should be mandatorily forced to take a strong, meaningful, and proven cognitive examination. Our great country cannot be run by stupid or incompetent people. President DJT. So he is talking about dementia screening tests usually.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
ACE means all. It's so funny he specified that. I aced it, meaning I did very, very well. A+++. And the question we keep having is why he goes, other presidents weren't constantly taking cognitive tests or dementia screening tests. Why, Mr. Donald? Was it because they were scared that they wouldn't pass it? Or was it because their doctors weren't constantly telling them they needed to check their brain?
A brain.
And that's where we get to this, the Wall Street Journal. As signs of aging emerge, Trump responds with defiance. And we'll look at a really good thread from Aaron Rupar of different moments from Trump's interview with the Wall Street Journal, starting with this. While I read it to you, please do, if you appreciate this show in the new year, it's going to be better than ever, please do click the subscribe button. All it takes is a tap. It's a new year, but an old plug, okay? Is a tap, and then you help to get the word out about what we do. So here's part one. In this very viral interview, Trump admits to taking more aspirin than his doctors recommend. Quote, they say aspirin is good for thinning out the blood, and I don't want thick blood pouring through my heart. I want nice, thin blood pouring through my heart. Does that make sense? Which... it sounds like how he speaks about clean, beautiful coal. It's like thin,
beautiful coal.
Thin, beautiful blood. Speaking of, play some little music for our podcast listeners while I do this. I'm wearing my All I Got for Christmas was Clean Beautiful Coal shirt. It's great. Sold out. You can't get it anymore, and obviously the holiday season has come to a close, so stop asking. But thank you to everyone who bought it. Now, I do want to get, because I'm not a doctor, I don't know, it may be just gobbling down aspirin whenever you get the urge is the way you treat thick, sappy, gunky blood. But let's listen to an actual doctor.
What the president said about aspirin, which has gotten a lot of attention, taking more aspirin than what his doctors are recommending, and his rationale for doing so, which is, he said, quote, they say aspirin is good for thinning out the blood, and I don't want thick blood pouring through my heart. I want nice, thin blood pouring.
Now, blood, no one ever describes blood in the heart as pouring. Does he know that it pumps? Does he know that? Pouring is just not even what I think of when describing what blood does with the heart.
Through my heart. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so that makes no sense. That actually makes nonsense. So first of all, when we use any kind of anticoagulant, medications to prevent clotting, those don't thin the blood. It's not like changing something from gumbo to chicken soup. It doesn't make it thinner. It makes you less likely to clot. And it used to be that we would treat a lot of people with aspirin therapy to prevent heart attacks. But we've learned in recent years that particularly people over the age of 70, not only is there no benefit in terms of just primary prevention, trying to prevent a cardiac event by giving them aspirin, that there can be hazard, and the hazard can be bleeding, significant bleeding. So here's the interesting thing about this. The president apparently is taking 325 milligrams of aspirin per day, which is essentially one adult-size aspirin tablet. But the dosage that we use for patients, even with documented coronary artery disease, is a quarter of that, is 81 milligrams per day. So why is the president taking an unorthodox dose of aspirin?
Oh my gosh, because he's in perfect health. So he's You don't understand. You know how you give larger doses to very strong animals? Like, if I were going to take ivermectin because I had some sort of parasite, I would take a certain amount. But if I were a horse, I would take more. Horses have bigger parts of their body. That's where the horse comes from. And thus, if a horse were struggling in bed, it would need like more Viagra, for example, just like for instance, to do the same job that maybe less would do for you and your little wee-wee size one. And it's a similar concept here. Trump is like a horse of man that whatever he takes, he has to take triple of, quadruple of, just to even impact think about if you're trying to prevent cloggage as the blood's pouring about the body, and you have the level. He said gumbo. This isn't gumbo. This is like, those things challenges you'll do where you blend up like a whole McDonald's meal, but it doesn't ever, and then you have to drink it. It doesn't ever really get, unless you blend it for a long time, it's going to be really chunky still. Like even if you blend it for a little while, put the fries, put the Big Mac, put the Filet-O-Fish, put another Filet-O-Fish, put another fry, put a milkshake, put a Diet Coke. It's going to be pretty chunky if you that's his blood, right? It's like just chunks of Big Macs and Filet-O-Fishes. And so you're going to have extra dosage, Mr. Doctor.
An unorthodox dose of aspirin. And the media has published, many photos of his right hand and now maybe his left hand with this chronic bruise. The White House has said that this is related to, chronic aspirin therapy. So if you're bruising a lot and your doctor says you're on too much aspirin, why wouldn't you go down to the lower dose? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, he admits that he's doing things against the advice of his doctors, which is just in general a bad idea. Then you have the piece doesn't directly address what's going on with Trump's black hand, but says he has delicate skin that causes him to bleed constantly. Trump said he applies makeup to his hands after he gets whacked again by someone. He added, I have makeup that's, easy to put on, takes about 10 seconds. So this is the first time he's confirming that they're lathering stuff on his hands to cover up the bruising and discoloration. But please someone explain to me, what does it mean to get whacked again by someone? Who is whacking him so frequently?
You're my daddy.
That he always has bruised hands. It's a little role play thing with him and Melania where she comes in with a ruler and it's like, bad student. Bah! I had a piano teacher at one point where whenever I would mess up, she would do this. And maybe it's something like that with Trump. And it's he's saying someone's whacking the president of the United States' hands. Weird. Then Trump denies what we've all seen with our own eyes, that he's regularly falling asleep during on-camera events. Instead says he's just blinking. Sometimes they'll take a picture of me blinking, and they'll catch me with the blink. I'm taking a lot of aspirin. I'm dealing with the blink. I got a naughty case of the blink. Finally, Trump's diet. Oh my God. The piece closes with RNC chair Joe Gruters saying he was shocked to witness Trump eat French fries, a McDonald's quarter pounder hamburger, a Big Mac, and a Filet-O-Fish. Easy. That's easy. That's not even notable, please. In my sleep. People do that. They're like, he ate a French fry, a quarter pounder, a Big Mac, and a Filet-O-Fish. Don't check what I ate New Year's Eve night is all I'm going to say. In summation, despite all that is a lot of food, obviously, but sometimes duty calls. Despite all the obvious lying, if this piece is meant to dispel concerns about Trump's health, it actually does the opposite. This is not a guy who is taking care of himself at 79 years old. Now, there's other revelations I want to get to, like his philosophy on working out or not, but the whole Trump just gobbles down aspirin. You know what I'm picturing? What are those little chewies that we had as kids? Flintstones?
Fruit snacks?
No. I thought we were gonna be off to a better year, Jaden. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it Flintstones?
Yeah, just like the multivitamin, whatever.
Yeah, and they were really yummy. And as kids, you would kind of just want to eat them, but like, no, you don't need a bunch of. So they had to be locked so that you couldn't just be gobbling down yummy gummies beyond how much of the vitamins you need, or certain medication I think they can make in a little sweeter form. And then like sometimes, this is weird, but sometimes NyQuil kind of is nice. I like the taste, and I'll do it. It'll kind of feel like I'm taking a little shot. Woo. And so you want to make sure you don't do too much. I'm picturing that he doesn't like taking aspirin. How is he taking aspirin? What are we talking about here? But I'm picturing they've made it into little sugary gummies, and then he sneaks into the White House residence at night and is just gobbling down little gummies. And that reminded me of Bobby's story.
This morning before I came in here, somebody showed me a TikTok video of a pregnant woman at 8 months pregnant. She is an associate professor at the Columbia Medical School. And she is saying F Trump and gobbling Tylenol with her baby in her placenta. And the level of Trump derangement syndrome has now left the political landscapes.
We still have not gotten any word on the medical miracle of the baby being inside of the placenta. But as I was trying to find that clip, I came across just so many Bobby doozies.
There's also there's many other confirmation studies. There's 2 studies that show children who are circumcised early have double the rate of autism. And it's highly likely because they're given Tylenol. So, none of this is dispositive.
Yeah, none of we know. And we fact checked those claims before. And then final one. If you're a reporter and you're asking Robert F. Kennedy Jr. a question, or you comment on anything about him, there's one thing you don't say, and it's this.
You sound a little under the weather yourself. I have a permanently bad throat.
The reporter's like, no, I just meant like you seem like you have a... Now, on exercise other than golf, Trump said, I just don't like it. It's boring. To walk on a treadmill or run on a treadmill for hours and hours like some people do, that's not for me. It's just boring. And then finally from this, you remember how Levitt and Trump said that Trump got a preventative MRI? And we said, for what? And he said, oh, but it was perfect. Now he's saying it wasn't an MRI. What? You said it was 100 times. Quote unquote, it wasn't an MRI. It was less than that. It was a scan. What type of scan? Well, Levitt said it was an MRI. Let me play this clip for you so you know what I'm talking about.
Release the results of his MRI. Is that happening right now?
It is happening right now. As part of, and this is a summary from the president's physician, and we will release it right now. I think my team has it teed up for all of you. I'll read it for you, and then you'll get it physically as well. As part of President Trump's comprehensive executive physical, advanced imaging was performed because men in his age group benefit from a thorough evaluation of cardiovascular and abdominal health. The purpose of this imaging is preventative, to identify any issues early, confirm overall health, and ensure the president maintains long-term vitality and function. President Trump's cardiovascular imaging was perfectly normal. No evidence of arterial narrowing impairing blood flow or abnormalities in the heart or major vessels. The heart chambers are normal in size.
Yeah, but how much is it pouring? You're not getting to the pouring of it all. How moist is the blood? Miss Levitt, how moist is Trump's blood? Is it closer to gumbo or chicken soup? Could you describe for us? Now, Trump was also posting in the middle of the night, if Iran shots and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom. How are you going to make a world declaration threatening war and miswrite it? If Iran shots and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So I guess revving back up with Iran, but really, most importantly, eagles going down, Trump posted with a photo of a dead eagle that doesn't even look real in front of windmills. And later he thought, God, that was good. Killing birds by the millions. And he attaches a photo of a bunch of birds very much alive, flying near a windmill. But he's assuming they got, and that's why we should not have renewable energy, is because of Trump trying to protect the birds.